This stock trades under $5. Analysts think it could more than double. And it's solving a problem that could quietly decide who wins the entire AI buildout. I'm Alex Carter. Welcome back to Wealth Signal. Every AI data center being built right now has two enemies working against it: heat and water. Everyone's talking about power. Almost nobody's talking about water. And that's exactly why the company solving it is still trading under $5, while cooling giants like Vertiv have gone up more than 1,000% over the last 5 years. I pulled this straight from MarketBeat's own stock breakdown, then cross-checked it against the company's latest numbers, analyst targets, and its actual product timeline. Because a stock this small and this early needs more than one look before you trust the story. If you want frameworks like this before the crowd catches on, hit subscribe now. It takes 2 seconds. And stick around because by the end of this video, I'll tell you the one certification date that could be the single biggest trigger for this entire stock this year. To understand why this stock matters, look at who's already made it big solving pieces of the same puzzle. Vertiv makes cooling systems for data centers, up more than 133% in the past year alone. Credo Technologies makes the active electric cables data centers use to move information fast and cheap, and that stock is up over 100% in the past year too, even after last week's roughly 20% pullback across the AI sector heading into earnings season. Now, here's a company most people have never heard of, and at first glance it sounds almost too simple to matter. It makes water out of air. That's it. But AirJoule Technologies, ticker AIRJ, isn't just a water company. It's positioning itself as a missing piece of the AI cooling puzzle, one that plugs directly into systems like Vertiv's. AirJoule's Prime system is an industrial-scale unit that uses the excess heat data centers already produce to pull water straight out of the air. That water is ultra-pure, clean enough to drink, and clean enough to feed directly into a data center's water-cooled systems. In one motion, it captures wasted heat and produces the exact resource those cooling systems need to run. So, if the tech works, why hasn't this stock already exploded like Vertiv did? Simple. AirJoule is still a startup in the commercialization phase, not yet generating meaningful revenue. Back in October, the stock actually spiked and doubled on excitement alone, then slid back down to roughly half that price once the market remembered this company isn't commercial yet. That's a pattern, not a red flag. Pre-revenue tech stocks almost always go through this exact cycle. If that story sounds familiar, it should. It's almost identical to AMD 2 years ago, written off as a portfolio destroyer right before a new product turned the whole stock around. The pattern here is the same: a real product, a real timeline, and a market that hasn't caught up yet to what's coming. Catalyst number 1. The initial commercial launch of the Prime system, expected later this year. The company has already locked in its design, so production is on track. The one near-term risk to watch is the UL certification, the safety approval needed before commercial contracts can officially move forward. Once that certification lands, the door opens for real orders to start coming in. And this isn't just marketing talk. The Prime system is currently being validated by a third party at Arizona State University, and a unit has been sent to the Net Zero Innovation Hub for data centers in the EU, where hyperscale data center operators can see it working firsthand before committing to contracts of their own. Here's where some short sellers get it wrong. They compare AirJoule's cost to desalination technology and call it too expensive. But desalination solves a completely different problem: saltwater purification. Data centers don't need ocean water treated. They need fresh water and humidity control, and desalination does neither of those two things. Compared to traditional compressor-based air conditioning, AirJoule is actually the cheaper option to operate. Before we move on, everything I've referenced visually in this video is saved as a downloadable summary file in our Wealth Signal Telegram channel, along with every past and future video's file. Links in the description. Go grab it. Catalyst number 2, production ramping up over the next year. As sales convert into signed contracts and the company gains traction, more units get produced, accelerating both revenue and, potentially, the stock price. Given how aggressively data centers keep needing heat control and water, it's hard to picture demand not following. Catalyst number 3, the launch of the AirJoule core system, a smaller unit built in 2 configurations, one for climate control and dehumidification, one for water generation. This version targets smaller industrial sites, but also co-located water generation for defense applications, schools, and neighborhoods that need clean water nearby. It's a second, separate revenue stream layered on top of the prime system. Imagine you're an investor who bought in right at the IPO, when this was priced as a pre-revenue story years away from commercialization. That investor watched the stock crater, then slowly stabilize with support building above the $1 range, while trading volume quietly climbed higher and higher, month after month. That rising volume matters because it's backed by real buyers. Institutions currently own around 65% of this stock, a high level of confidence for a company this small. And the Analyst price targets tell a similar story. One target from May calls for $12. The consensus sits around $8. Even the lowest target on the street is $6, and right now, the stock is trading below every single one of those numbers. When the market price sits under even the most conservative analyst target, that's usually a sign the market hasn't caught up to the story yet. Not that the story is broken. Once one of these 3 catalysts starts to land, that gap between price and target is exactly where the move could come from. As for turning a profit, analyst models currently point to 2030. But once the UL certification clears and commercial orders start landing faster than expected, that profitability timeline could easily move up, and with it, every revenue and earnings forecast tied to this stock. And this isn't a one-year story. The AI data center buildout is expected to keep accelerating for at least the next 4 to 5 years. Beyond that, the same water and cooling problem exists across other industries entirely, meaning AirJoule's usefulness doesn't disappear once the AI boom eventually slows down. Here's the number I promised you at the start of this video, that UL certification. It's the one approval standing between AirJoule and its first wave of commercial contracts, and depending on when it lands, it could be the single biggest trigger this entire stock has all year. The market seems to be treating this like just another small, unprofitable startup. But without heat control and without water, these data centers simply cannot run. And right now, AirJoule looks like it's offering one of the cheapest, most complete solutions to that problem in the entire sector. As always, this isn't a buy recommendation. Do your own research before adding anything to your portfolio. If this breakdown gave you a clearer picture, drop a comment and tell me if you're watching this stock now too. And if you want the visual summary file for this video, join the Wealth Signal Telegram channel. Link is in the description. I'm Alex Carter, and I'll see you in the next one.